And thank you for coming to our live Q&A session. There's myself and my colleague Francis.
Hello.
And also we have a couple of our colleagues. We've got Hannah, Freya, and Emma, all taking your questions. What we're going to do whilst some questions come in, we've just got a few slides about a census. So Francis and I will go through those slides. And then at the end, obviously, if any questions have come in, we'd be more than happy to answer those. So just to start us off, a bit about a census. Who are we? So obviously, we're an awarding organisation, and we are an award-winning provider of qualifications for education, training, and businesses. Predominantly in the UK, but also overseas as well. We do have a good overseas market, but predominantly the UK. And then we have vision statements and mission statements, as you would expect for a company such as ours. Our vision is to create life-changing opportunities for all. I think with a lot of our qualifications, we can certainly do that. Something like ESOL, such a diverse qualification. And then we've got progression to employment, we've got access to higher education, we've got essential digital skills, so there's a lot of life-changing opportunities that come from a census. And then in terms of our mission, it's to enable learning through innovative, easy for me to say, education and exceptional customer service. And really, if you marry those two together, it will provide an award-winning organisation such as ours. So one thing that many people may not know is that we are a registered educational charity. So we've been established since 1975, and we used to be called the Open College Northwest. That changed many years ago, and we now have a portfolio of over 400 qualifications, and that ranges from entry level or even pre-entry, as you can see on some of the courses here, all the way through to level 5. And finally, from me, before I hand over to Francis, a bit more about a census. So we are the UK's largest AVA, so Access Validating Agency, and the Access to HE diplomas that I mentioned earlier, we are the largest provider of those diplomas nationwide. We're also a leading provider of ESOL and progression qualifications in England. So those qualifications that I mentioned before about the life-changing opportunities that we try and provide. And of course, we are regulated by Ofqual, the CCEA, QW, and we're licensed by the QAA as well. I'm going to hand over to Francis now for the next few slides.
Thank you very much. So here at Ascentus, we have a dedicated support team and exceptional customer service for centres. So we're always here to answer any questions, any queries, anything like that. We have comprehensive tutor guidance and free staff training throughout the entire year. We have teaching and learning resources available. We also have blended learning opportunities and clear progression routes for all learners. So it's just a few of the things that we offer there. At Ascentus, we don't have minimum learner registrations. Customers have access to all of our qualifications at no additional charge, and there is funding available for most of our Ascentus qualifications as well. So just on the screen now, we've got a few testimonials. So we've got one from Waltham Forest and from Bradford College. So Waltham have put that they are pleased that we made the move to Ascentus for all our ESOL exams. The exams are appropriate for our learners, and lecturers find the marking manageable. As an organisation, Ascentus is a pleasure to work with. Our queries are always dealt with quickly, and we're extremely well supported by our verifier. And Bradford College have put, we've thoroughly enjoyed our first year with Ascentus. There has been support of a high quality throughout the academic year. Support has always been provided through a variety of roles, including the quality managers, lead EQAs and subject moderators. So like I say, we do have excellent customer service. We always try and answer all questions. We have a huge range of departments across the centres. So there's a huge wide bank of knowledge on all of our qualifications and any questions as well. So thank you very much for listening to the presentation. So hopefully we've had a few questions come in. So I'm just going to hand over to my colleagues to see if we've had any questions they've been monitoring.
So we've just had one question. This person attended our Access event last week and they just wondered if we had any more information that they could get about the event.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah. We're actually just in the process now of sending out the follow-up information from that. That includes all of the slides and the presentations that were done on the day, and we're also sending out for the person there that attended. They'll remember we spent quite a lot of time on our new workbooks, which are for many of our diplomas. And we said we'd send out a sample workbook as well. So that'll be going out today. If anyone else is listening that wants copies of those, then please contact us. We can arrange that. Our contact details are just here. We are also running another webinar on the 14th of July, which goes further detail into the transition team. And another look at the workbooks as well. So hopefully that will answer that. But if there's anything specific that person that sent that question wants to discuss, then please contact Francis and I, and we're happy to help there.
Someone else is asking, how do they join Ascentis?
So if you go onto our webpage, at the Ascentis webpage, so www.ascentis.co.uk, there's a join us option on the tab at the top. So it'll say join us, and it has all of the contact information. There, the forms and the documents that you need to fill in to preview. Alternatively, you can contact us at Ascentis. It's hello@ascentis.co.uk, or you can contact Alex and I directly. We then provide you an application form, so a centre recognition form, where you need to provide us with your details about your centre. There's various questions about policies that we ask you, all of those things that you'll have in place already. And then there is also a centre recognition fee, as with all AOs, so details of that are available on our website as well. But like I say, you can contact directly.
We've just had somebody else ask, does Ascentis have any functional skills qualifications?
Currently, no, we don't have any functional skills qualifications. We do have a number of qualifications around that. So obviously we've got our large ESOL provision. We've also got essential digital skills. We've got English and mathematics. We've got stepping stones, and they can really enhance the functional skills and work alongside the functional skills qualifications. Probably the best thing for that, we have a webinar coincidentally on the 1st of July at 12 o'clock that talks about supporting functional skills and how Ascentis can support that. So obviously we can send the slides from that, but if you can make that 12 o'clock on the 1st of July, the details to book that are on our website. I think that'll show how Ascentis can really support the functional skills qualifications.
We've had a question about blended learning and whether our qualifications are portfolio based.
Yeah, so again, we do offer blended learning with some of our qualifications. So obviously that's a mixture of classroom based or online, etc. And in terms of portfolio based, then a lot of our qualifications, like progression, for example, is portfolio based, and then things like the ESOL qualifications, some of the units, so for example community interpreting and that sort of thing, and volunteering, are all portfolio based as well. It really depends on the qualification and the type of the qualification and the teaching. So yes, we do offer blended learning, and we certainly offer portfolio based qualifications or portfolio based assessments as well. But obviously it depends on the qualification and obviously the way that's taught.
So I think we have time for one more question if there's any others left.
Somebody would just like to know which are the most popular Ascentis qualifications.
Okay, so one of the most popular Ascentis qualifications is definitely our access to HE provision. So obviously we have a variety of qualification titles in there, from with the sciences, the medicine side of it, Africana studies. There's all sorts of qualification titles in our access provision. They're always really popular for the higher education. ESOL is also one of our most popular qualifications. There's a lot of different links to ESOL as well. So we have our pre-entry ESOL, we have ESOL itself. Obviously, as Alex has just touched on, we have the community interpreting part, and we have qualifications that support volunteering for ESOL as well. They're always a really popular qualification. As one of the largest ESOL providers across our regions, we have a huge amount of learners and centres on them. And obviously for this year, new for this year was the Essential Digital Skills qualification, which has proved to be very popular this year. And I can see that just continuing to expand in its popularity, of course, with how important it is to gain those digital skills. For any further information on anything that we've talked about, you can obviously contact us directly. We do have a few events coming up on the event page of the Ascentis website. So as Alex talked about, there's the Access webinar. We've got the functional skills surrounding area webinar as well. And we also have a webinar about ESOL friendly qualifications, so how you can expand your ESOL provision. If anyone's interested in that, that one's on July the 8th, and you can register online at the events page. If you are unable to attend any of the dates for any of our webinars, it is worth noting that you can sign up for them if you can't make it, and we will send recordings and slides out as well. So I hope this has been a really helpful quick session. We have run out of time. It was just a quick 15-minute session today, but if there is any further questions, anything that you want to get to know about Ascentis, then please feel free to submit more questions, and we'll do another one of these Q&As in a month or two. And any feedback would be brilliant. And as I say, if you'd like to discuss any qualifications or joining up with Ascentis, then the contact details are on the screen. So thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.